And we're back. Hey Audio Engineering, this is Unit 5, Assignment 2, Part 2. If you have not yet completed Part 1, you need to do that. Now, if you just finished Part 1, you probably already have the file open, but let's say you did Part 1 and you had to step away and you're coming back. Just in case, let's go ahead and open that file that we started in Part 1. Go to your Audio Engineering folder, go wherever you're keeping your assignments, Unit 5, and you're opening the Audacity file for sample mix. Notice we haven't zipped these yet, because we're not done. Now, we've already done so much stuff in Part 1, but let's play with some more things in Part 2. I want you to go through your track list, and you'll see that some of them, like, say right here, stereo, and some of them say mono. Notice the difference? You're looking for a stereo track. If you use track 1 is a stereo track. What I want you to do is you're going to change from stereo to mono. Solo the track, selection tool, double-click to highlight. Remember, not selected, selected. Next to track 1, you're going to click the little arrow, and you're going to say split stereo to mono. Now look what happens. Each of these tracks now exists separately. Pretty easy. If you didn't want to do that, you could just hit Control Z and it would put them back together. But I want you to go ahead and split them to mono so that you have them both in mono. This is one of the techniques I want you to be able to do. It's not going to make that much of a difference to you other than the fact that you could then change these around individually. File save. Next thing, I want you to turn a mono track into stereo. I'm going to go down here to track 3 because it's mono. See where it says mono, solo, select, click the arrow, make stereo track. Now it took 3 and 4 and combined them into 2 for me. Now we have a stereo track. I'm not leaving mine that way, but you can if you want. I do have to see a stereo to mono. I'm not going to grade for a mono to stereo. Save project. If you need to. Mine's already saved. Next, we are going to change the amplitude of a part of a track. Amplitude has to do with relative loudness. We're going to be using what's called the envelope tool. This is going to work best with a track that's pretty steady, like a bass track. So pause now and listen through your tracks to find your bass track if you kept one. If you didn't keep one, find one that's really steady. Okay, hopefully you found one. Now in my mix, track 3 is my bass track, and that's the one I'm going to use. Let's listen to it for a second. Before we go any farther here, I'm going to make the gain a little bit louder on this one because I want this a little bigger. Let me listen to it again. Yeah, I like that better. Now I'm going to use the envelope tool in order to play with the amplitude on this a little bit. And you're going to see how cool this is. This is one of my very favorite things to do in Audacity. So highlight the track. Okay, sorry, the audio stalled out there for a second. Let's do this again. All right, I've highlighted track 3. Now I'm going to go up here to my toolbar. This little area are my tools, and I'm looking for the envelope tool, which is this strange looking little one that kind of looks like a bow with a cross in between it. And when you highlight it, it'll say envelope tool. I'm going to click that. Now look what happens here. I get blue bars on the top and bottom. If I drag these down, if I hold down my mouse and I drag it down, you can notice that shrinks. That shrinks the amplitude. If I want to raise it in some places, but shrink it in others, I hold it down there, and I can come down here. So notice now I've got it louder here, softer here, higher and lower amplitude. This is called using the envelope tool, which is pretty cool. Let's listen to it. You can hear it gradually start to come down as the envelope changes. Play with this on your own. Again, I'm just demonstrating the tools to you in this video. If you don't like the way that sounds, go ahead and do it some more. Change it around more. And then once you've done that, as always, save your project. The next thing I want you to do is go ahead and add some effects to a track. If you want it, you need to add some echo and some reverb. So let's think about what would be good with an echo here. And I need to go back to my selection tool because I'm not in the envelope anymore. And I'm going to try an echo maybe in track 4 here. So, selection tool, solo, double click to highlight. I'm going to listen to this one real quickly. Yeah, I think that could echo okay. If you don't remember how to echo, you want to go to Effect, Echo. You can play with your delay time and decay factor. Remember, delay time tells you how long between the start of the sound and the echo. Echo! Echo. Decay factor tells you how many times it's going to continue to echo past the original sound. All right, let's see what happens here. Mix? Probably not, but for now I like it. Save project. Now I'm going to add a little reverb, and I'm going to add reverb to this top split stereo track here, the top track 1. So I selection tool and I double click to highlight, effect, reverb, and remember if you're on the old version it'll say G-verb, but reverb makes it sound like we're in a big empty room. I'm going to change my room size to 70. I like 60 on my reverb, 3 there, good, I like that. Let's listen to it for a second. Notice that's kind of an empty room sound now. I like that. Now, at this point, I've shown you all the effects you need in order to create your sample mix. But make this more like a cool track. Don't leave everything together. Move some of these around so that you have things coming in and out at different places. Loop some of these tracks so that they keep going over and over and over. Give yourself a little better idea of trying to make this more like a song, because for your final project, you are making a song. I'm going to show you the techniques for your final project, but you'll be on your own when it comes to completing this as a cool song for full points. So now take your project and do something cool with it. I'm going to show you what to do at the end. So if you want to pause, play with your project, make it cool and save, then come back, you can. Or you can watch what I do in order to upload this to the class for the assignment right now. It's going to be up to you. All right, I'm going to save my project. I'm going to come over here to where I keep my sample mix. And as always, I'm going to click on sample mix data, shift click on sample mix, right click, send to compressed folder. This is going to give me a compressed file called sample mix. This makes the file smaller and make sure I get my data folder, because without that data folder I can't grade your project. Don't forget. And then we come on over here to the class. Here I am at the class homepage. Click on over here to Unit 5, Mics and Mixing. Launch Unit 5. And the class is moving slow today. Scroll on down to Unit 5, Assignment 5.11, Assignment 2, which is 5.11. Click on the drop box. Upload the zip file. Wherever you just put that zip file, that's the one you're going to upload. Now, this could take a while. These are really big files. If for some reason this doesn't ever upload, go ahead and email it to me. If you have to email me the track separately, you could, just to give me an idea of what's going on. It'll get there eventually, but depending on when you're working on this, it could take a while. When you're done, add your comments, click submit, and that's it for Unit 5, Assignment 2, Part 2. You're done. Next, when you finished up 5, it's time to go on to your final project.